Hello, everybody. My name is Ban Jore. You're welcome to our Thursday leadership sessions. Last week, we spoke about what leaders should do. I hope you have seen the video. Please just go through this timeline or just check on my YouTube page, Ban Jore. That video will definitely be a blessing to you. Today, I'd like us to talk about a very important aspect of leadership. And I've really been battling with what to call it, but for now, let's just say we'll be talking about practices of effective leaders. Now, there are several practices of leaders, but you know that on this platform we've been talking about leadership as it affects our life, as it affects people, but we are talking about it from the godly perspective. And so leaders have several practices, several things have happened all around the world. One of the things that we usually say is that leadership is not a chieftaincy title, and so it is not an entitlement. So leadership is responsibility. But let me just quickly give us 7 things that from my own study that I've been able to crystallize out as practices of leaders that have been effective. So the first thing is that every effective leader will set a vision. There will be a vision that will be in place. Number 2, every effective leader will mobilize his people around the vision. Number 3, every effective leader will motivate his people to achieve that vision. Number 4, every effective leader will multiply the efforts of the people, probably via training or giving them the necessary things they need for them to be able to perform well on the job. Number 4, every effective leader will create momentum in the system. I mean, you don't do things that will slow down the pace of the work, but you always look for ways to create a momentum in whatever it is that your people do within the system. Then, number 6, every leader is a mentor. You must mentor your people. You must train them. You don't just recruit and select them and just leave them like that, but you need to mentor them. Then the last but not the least that we will be talking about today is model. Every leader must model what he wants to see in the organization. So probably I should give a second title by saying that maybe we should title this "What Leaders Should Do as Role Models." Remember, we are not talking about leadership models, but we are talking about leaders as role models. And so this world, clearly we need heroes. Clearly, we need worthy role models. There are a lot of leaders that have not lived up to the expectation of them being a leader, and it is not only in Africa. They are in other climes, in other areas. There are a lot of people that have not really lived up to that persona of being a leader. Now, what does it mean to be a model? A model. So, a person looked to by others. A person looked up to by others as an example to be imitated. That is who a model is. And a role model is someone who other individuals aspire to be like, either in the present or in the future. I remember a story of a young man who the teacher sent home from school that that is always rough. And they asked him, "Why are you always rough, John?" And he said he took some things from the father. But they called the mom in and they questioned the mom, and they found out that the man John called his father is not actually the father, but because he lived with that man, so he started behaving like the man because that was the man, that is who he could pattern his life after. And so a role model is somebody that everybody aspire to be like, who you want to be like. And we all have people like that. A lot of them are celebrities, and I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but in terms of these things, trust me, a celebrity is not someone that you would want to model your life after. But as believers that we are, the Lordship of Jesus our Lord, we already have a model in Him. So there's no point for you and I as Christians to be looking for other worthy models, because we have a model in Christ Jesus. I'm sure you know that scripture that says, "Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith." There's nobody who is worthy to be called the author and finisher of our life in the world that we live. Most people when they work somewhere, they work, and for some years they move on to another kind of. So it's hard for you to see somebody that will work for you forever. Of course, there are instances, there are people, there are special cases where somebody will stay with you for 30 years, 40 years. I was listening to a video yesterday night by a leader who said he has been with his pastor for close to about 30 years and he's still there. He has his own work now, but it's still there. So there are special cases like that. So, but don't let us stretch our faith too much, because people will come, people will go, and manpower will be overturned. So it's important for you and I to know that Jesus is the worthy leader and model that we pattern our life after. But be that as it may, there are other leaders around the world who have trained in their crafts, and who are what they have set out their life to be like. So they have learned to walk the talk. I mean, they walk the talk. They don't only speak to the hair, but they actually walk the talk. So, but it's dangerous for you and I to now begin to grade, calibrate, value them as effective leaders, because we cannot grade every leader alike. We cannot calibrate every leader alike. Remember that there are different sectors that we are in. So I'd like to quickly drop a caveat by saying that leaders exist in every sphere. And so there's no alpha, bionic, super duper leader anywhere. So life is not a movie set. So we are not on the set of Matrix. We are not on the set of Infinity War, where there's just one leader that never dies and all that. So this life is not a movie set. So you cannot get a perfect leader anywhere. So he might be a leader in sports, but coming to the realm of business, it might not be a leader. It might be a leader in business, but coming to the realm of entertainment, it might not be a leader. So tell yourself that it is tough to straddle multi-sphere and be an effective leader in every sphere. I'll say that again. It is tough for you to sit atop every sphere. You cannot be in every sphere and be an effective leader in all the sphere. You might be in oil and gas and be a leader there, but in entertainment, you might not be as effective as when you were in oil and gas. So, having said that, so the wisdom is to focus on your sphere, focus on your purpose, focus on your sector. I like singing, but I know I can never be the best in singing, because that is not actually my core area of strength. And those that actually sing too, those that rap, that might be their area, but if they come to other sectors, they might not be as very good at that. If you take care to watch WWE, probably you watch sports, most footballers are not good communicators. They might be able to play well. Have you ever heard Messi or Ronaldo stand in front of the mic? Or you see them, their eyes start going here and there, start scratching their hair, start scratching their Adam's apple. Why? Because they have not been wired to be effective communicators. So, being that as a male, we should know that there are several spheres of influence that we need to choose from, or that you are already in, or that we need to focus on. For example, we have the sports sphere, arts and entertainment, research, business, finance, commerce, trading. Then we have the media, on-air personality, talk shows, news, voiceovers, and all that. There are people that is their area of strength. And there's religion, and there's education, then there's technology. So there are different leaders in this sector. So whatever sector that you find yourself in, be effective in it. Learn to be effective in it. So that means you have to be a model in that leader, someone who changes the game. I mean, a super sub. There are some people that the coach does not use them for 90 minutes, but when they come up for the last 20 minutes, they are always scoring goals. So as a leader, you have to be a super sub. You have to be a solution provider, a game changer. And so that is what we are talking about today. So a leader who is a role model is somebody who has superior characteristics which can inspire people. It can inspire your employees. Then it will also help you to comply to regulations and global standards. Number one, in order to achieve your organizational goal, then 2, in order to help your employees or your staff to achieve the kind of fulfillment that they actually want when they joined the organization. There was a airline some years ago that they were recruiting young girls of about 25, 26, and they have to be above 5 feet and all that. But there was something that they were telling those young girls to sign. They were signing that they will never be pregnant within 4 years. Within 4 years of working and all that. And so some of them didn't know the gravity of what they were signing because it was not well interpreted to them. They just got the job and they signed. So it was somebody who was a colleague of mine who discovered. She didn't discover in what she signed, but she said she saw in the office a woman who is close to 40 who was not married, and she was like, "Why are you not married, man?" And that woman was saying that did they tell you that if you work in a place like this, you cannot marry for some time because it's going to affect the job? And so she had to pull out, and they didn't allow her to pull out. She was asking for pay, and it became a legal issue. Then she had to go and get the best lawyer in Nigeria, so to fight her battle. But the airline, of course, they denied ever having such things. So it's important for you to know that it is not cool when you make people sign bonds that they are not aware of. I will actually advise that if you are going to get people to sign any bonds, don't let them sign alone, but let them make a video. Let them make a video that they understand what they are getting into, so that you keep the video for record purposes. So it's important for you and I to know that leaders must model superior characteristic for those that they lead. Remember that our most valuable person in the world right now is Jesus Christ, because he came to model excellence. He modeled excellence. He modeled 2 things. Number 1, he said, I am here to do my Father's business urgently. That's number 1. Then 2, he said, I'm also here to give you life more abundantly. Meaning that I'm here to do the work, but I'm also here to also help you to enjoy the work that I've come to do. And see, there was a time when he was preaching to about 5,000 people, and they were all very hungry. And I was like, what will you guys eat? And he did a miracle. He did a miracle and provided food from 5 loaves and 2 fishes, and they all ate. And so it's important that he did a miracle so that he could feed those that he was talking to. So as a leader, you must realize that there will be times when you will be called upon to do a miracle. Like now, I was talking to a leader today, and we were brainstorming on how they were going to raise salary for their staff, because they've not been in business during this COVID era. So for like 2-3 months, their staff have not been paid. So we're like, how can we pay out these staffs? Because you are not going to let them go now because they've been faithful. So a leader is somebody who will model excellence, who will model godly things to his people, so that people will not be discouraged. So I would like to quickly say that the leader must not choose work above people. But if we say that the leader must not choose work above people, why did he hire people in the first place? So remember the first thing we said from the practice of being an effective leader. We said a leader must set a vision. So the reasons why you've got a team and got people in the first place was because you had a vision. And so you brought the people in to help you fulfill the vision, but you must do it in a way that the vision will not suffer and the people will not suffer, because you actually need the people for the vision, and you actually need to put the vision in place so that the people can also know what to do. Because I'm sure you know that scripture that says without vision the people they run a task, the people they perish. And you know that without people the vision also there. So leaders must learn. As leaders, effectively, we must learn to choose the finest from sets of people that we want to be on our team to achieve what we want to achieve. So the recruitment and the selection process must be top notch. Recruitment is when you get them in, and selection is when you choose from the ones that are already in. So the leader must be a world-class sensitive headhunter. You must know what you want, you must know who to get, and you must know how to get there. I mean, Jesus was very smart. He was smart. He went to pray and fast, and when he came down, he chose the 12 disciples. He didn't only choose those that were eggheads. He also chose fishermen. He chose fishermen. He chose those that were in business. He chose the custom. He chose those that had integrity. He chose, he chose different kind of people. He chose those that were analytical, that asked questions. Thomas, he chose different kind of people. So he chose all those sets and he chose them to be with him. So it's important that leaders must have qualitative and superior characteristics that can inspire followers, that can inspire people to achieve the goals of an organization. So goals, visions will not be achieved on their own. You are the one that you have to choose those people that will help. But you also have to now model. You have to now model those things to them. Now let's quickly run down through what those things that you need to let them know is. Number one, you must model a sense of community to them. What you are doing is not a cult. Once it is not a cult, once you need the community to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, then you must also model a sense of community to those that you are leading. Number two, you must be responsive. You must teach them that there's a need for you to be responsive. When they ask you a question, you answer. When they push a memo to you, you must learn to also respond back, because it is what you do from the top that they also begin to do from the bottom, because there's such and such a thing called the bottom up leadership, and there's what we call top to the bottom. So it is what you model that they begin to see. Then number three, you must be honest. You must be honest. You must be honest. You must be sincere. People must see that you are sincere. You are. Number four, you must be creative. There has to be creativity. I will still explain this, but I'm just trying to run down these things that must be in place for you to be a good model. For example, you know that there is no metal that is as precious and strong as gold. Gold is one of the most expensive metal out there. But you know that there's no the hardest substance that is used to, I think, to do things is diamond. So you must be able to model what you want to see. So if you want your followers to be a gold or to be diamond in nature, you must be able to show that and to model that to them. So your creativity must be excellence. Even when they come in and they are not creative, because they can see that you are creative, it begins to spark up things also in their mind. Then you must have a positive attitude always. I mean, people should not come to work and see you crying. People should not see you sad every time. You must have a pumped up positive attitude always. Then your attitude must be high. You must have a high quotient of intelligence. People must meet you there. You must just be there. Then you must think innovatively. Then you must be transformational in your disposition. Don't have an aquarium mentality. Don't have that. People will leave you. People will go when they see you as somebody who has an aquarium mentality. That is you're only interested in where you are. You don't see further. You must have the quality of good sportsmanship. When others are making it, when other companies are buying stocks and doing that, when other people are doing well, remember to rejoice with them and to cheer them up. Your employees, your followers, they are seeing all these things. And so these are but the few things that I can share here that is going to help you to be able to model the right things for your leader.